Okay, this is bad practice, and I'll tell you why. Okay, anybody that goes to a CCW class or takes a CCW course or any type of defensive pistol course or firearms course will tell you that you do not carry just one magazine. You carry at least one extra magazine. One in your gun, okay? And then one extra one either in your pocket or in a side mag pouch that's in concealed as well. Okay, now the other one is you're never going to go offensive. I don't know why you came up with that. I don't know why that was even said, right? We carry for defensive purposes only for defensive purposes, and it is always our last resort to use it in a defensive situation. Okay, now why do we carry an extra one? Well, I'll tell you why. Because if you're only carrying one, okay, here are several reasons why. Okay, one, if you're in a defensive situation, right, and you have a magazine malfunction, could be the followers messed up, could be your magazine's dirty, right, could be that your magazine is not seating, right. If you have a malfunction with your firearm and it is because of your magazine, you immediately have to get rid of that magazine and replace it with one that actually works. Okay, and there's a way to do that, and that's why we do malfunctions all the time in our classes. Okay, so the other one is, right, if you have multiple attackers, if you're in a transitional space, such as, let's say, a gas station, right, and you're accosted by 2 or 3 individuals, and you're well trained enough to defend yourself with those individuals, right, there might be a chance where you might have to use one magazine and switch out another one, right? It's rare, but it does happen, okay? Now, the other reason is if you have a low capacity magazine firearm, such as a subcompact or a compact, right? For example, let's say an M&P Shield that only carries 8 rounds, right? And what happens if you, right, again, if you have a malfunction, what happens if you have to spend those 8 rounds, right? And you're done. You're done. And most people can't get their shots off on target. Because why? Well, because most people don't train for that. They should, but they don't. Okay, and I'm going to say, because you don't carry, you say you only carry once in a while, I'm going to give it a pretty good guess that you don't train all that much. That's why. Okay, now you say you only carry once in a while. Well, I don't know why. Why did you even bother? Okay, because when you get your CCW, the intent is to carry all the time to be in a defensive situation, right? It's not because you're scared, it's because you're prepared.